Rey is somehow on the Millennium Falcon. Never mind we find out by her triple-shotting TIE fighters that were attacking Rose, Rey was able to navigate and escape the crippled supremacy and all the 2 million plus personnel on it. She broke into, stole, and flew Snoke's personal ship and did all of these things in record time without having a lightsaber. She got through any remaining spaceship defenses and TIE fighters still around in the area. She then somehow abandoned Snoke's ship and somehow rendezvous with Chewbacca as he comes back into hyperspace. I mean, did she use another escape pod? Did she abandon the old ship? Did the ship not have weapons? Did she get into any fights? We don't know. Then she made it all the way to Crate to help out the Resistance while bypassing any remaining Star Destroyers and other ships in orbit. This is a huge amount of time, events, and conflicts that took place off-screen like magic. It all just happened.
There it is!
Why didn't the First Order land their walkers and cannon closer? I know it's basic prudence and that there's no point to advance on an enemy when you have a laser the size of a small building and your target is on a flat plane that is several stories tall. But look at all this equipment. There was no danger of it being destroyed. Look at how slow and how long it's taken from them to get here. The rebels have no weapons to damage any of these machines. How long has this scenario been going on for? Wouldn't the TIE fighters have provided plenty of cover for whatever dropships were needed to place walkers and a cannon down? And if you look closer, you can see people walking with the equipment just around. Why? What are they doing? Why would you get outside of a tank? Lasers don't have much kickback. Technically, they all have some, as nearly any weapon exerts a kinetic energy, but certainly not a device as big, as heavy as a battering ram cannon. It wouldn't need 6 giant weights to fix it in place when it fires. This is strictly a laser weapon and not a blaster bolts or other types of handheld weapons in the Star Wars universe.
Retreat, Finn! That's an order!
No one shoots Finn. Literally no one. All the other remaining speeders retreat, even Rose. Finn is target number 1 and number 1 only. He is not dodging, he is advancing in a straight line. For some magical reason, the 13 or so walkers just can't shoot him, or don't shoot him. This is despite the order given by Kylo and Hux.
All firepower on those speeders.
Concentrate all fire on the speeders!
All firepower on the speeders. They have no problem picking off all the others. Now a single target is coming straight at them. What happened here? All right, another contrivance. Thanks, Rian. Finn and his ship should be burnt to a crisp. Here we saw the guns on the ship melt. Now, we've never seen the guns work, so what was Finn going to do exactly? Did the speeders ever shoot anything? But, of course, what would they actually shoot? Suddenly, Finn takes off his monoski, which is apparently a green toggle.
Hey, engage your monoski, the green toggle! Hey, engage your monoski, the green toggle!
Which looks more like a lever. That's just so consistent. Thank you, movie. And then he flies into the beam. Imagine how hot it is in there if a gun barrel could melt while being near the beam. Why would anyone do this? Why not wait till you're closer? His entire exposed head would be instantly cooked before it hits the beam, and now the whole vehicle is inside of it. This old, rickety machine would burst into flames and break apart instantly. After retreating, Rose has an amazingly fast and seemingly invincible vehicle. Rose was retreating from and to the left. We can tell since she's constantly looking at Finn's speeder by turning her head to the right. And in this shot, where she's mostly on the left side of the group, she somehow not only dodged all the walker fire, managed to get over to Finn's right, take a hard U-turn, and still be in front of him to then slam into his vehicle's right. Silliness ensues, but there's no visual understanding of how Rose was able to speed up that fast. I guess that explains how she was able to dodge all that walker fire. Suddenly, Poe has found a trench, with all these other pilots there too. Well, if the plan was to stop the walkers, why did the Resistance people use these trenches? Was Poe's speeder damaged somehow, or did they not have an escape plan at all? How are they going to get back to the base? You're telling me this trench just came out of nowhere and just so happens to connect back to the base. Why aren't the First Order using it then? But wouldn't the trench be completely filled up in red soil or salt? No one has dug this thing up for 40 years. This is a desert of salt. Even if there's a moderate climate, this would have been filled up by now.
General Hux, advance. No quarter, no prisoners.
Kylo gives a redundant order. Hux asked Kylo before.
13 incoming light craft. Shall we hold until we clear them?
No, the resistance is in that mine. Push through.
The walkers were already advancing. It was the cannon that stopped. So is this just for clarity?
Medpack! I need a medpack! She's hurt pretty bad.
Finn dragged Rose all the way back to the base. 1, maybe 2, 3 kilometers. He was moving faster than the walkers dragging a person. He didn't take the trenches that just came out of nowhere. He walked through the hole that the battering ram cannon made. No one shot him. No one saw him. The sense of time and distance is now completely lost in this movie. The entire scene with the fast-moving speeders took several times longer than from Finn talking to Rose after she crashes into him, then Finn entering the hole in the door. Finn is now a teleporting Jedi.